Good morning, everybody. Let's have a look at what we're going to be doing in our SPAG lesson today. Now we're going to be looking at the grammar and a little bit of spelling as well. So today we're focusing on adverbs, and adverbs are something which we use in our writing already, but we're going to become a bit more aware of what they are and what they do. Today we're going to be able to explain what an adverb is. We're going to add the suffix ly to change an adjective into an adverb, and we're going to remember that spelling rule that when we add ly to words ending in y, what do we need to do? And hopefully at the end you'll all be able to use adverbs in your sentences. First of all, before we embark upon the adverb, can you remember what a verb is? Have a think. Emily's been writing some sentences. Her teacher has asked her to make sure that each of her sentences has a verb in it. Can you spot the verb in these sentences? So we have the brown fox ran and Jack walked down the corridor. Which word is the verb? Ran and walked. I hope you got that right and that you remembered that a verb is a doing word, or I like to call it an action word. It's when something or someone makes an action. Well, Emily is very pleased that she's included verbs, but now she's worried that her sentences are a bit boring. How could she make them better? Now, I'm sure if you think, you can think of lots of ways of making it better. And I'm not talking capital letters and full stops because she's remembered those. Yes, she could add some adjectives. That would make the sentence a lot better. But today we're focusing on adverbs. So for Emily to make her sentences more interesting, she is going to add an adverb to her sentences as well. So can you remember what an adverb is and what it does? An adverb does make your sentences more interesting. It gives us more detail. It tells us it explains, sorry, got a bit of a block there. It explains how we are doing something. How is the key word. So we know that the brown fox ran, but how? The brown fox ran quickly. We know that Jack walked down the corridor, but how did he walk? Jack quietly walked down the corridor. It changes the sentence, it gives it more meaning. So look at the two sentences. Can you remember what are the two words we've added? Which ones are the adverbs? Quickly and quietly. These words are called adverbs. Adverbs tell us more about the verb. So what do we notice about these adverbs? They all end in ly. The adverbs that we're looking at today all end in ly. They all tell us more about the verbs. Not all adverbs end in ly, but today that's what we're going to focus on. So this is your first quick task. It's spot the adverbs. Have a look at the sheet and can you spot the adverbs on the sheet? Not all of them are adverbs, so be careful. Well, Emily was surprised to see that so many adverbs that she was using in her writing was actually made up of an adjective, and you simply add ly. She made a little list. Maybe you could make a little list too. So, quick became quickly. Brave became bravely, and week became weekly. So what happens to the adjective when it becomes an adverb? You simply add ly to that root word and it becomes an adverb. We need to remember that sometimes we need to apply the spelling rule. So if your adjective is ending in a y and we're going to change it to an adverb, you need to remember to change the y to an I. Let's have a look at one very quickly. So let's use the adjective happy. Happy. Happy ends in a y and it's an adverb. So it's an adjective, but to make it into an adverb, we need to add ly. But before we do that, we change H-A-P-P. We change the y to an I and add ly, and then it becomes happily. So here is your main task for today. I would like you to make these boring sentences into more interesting sentences. You are going to be sentence superheroes, and it's your job to save us all from boring sentences. The sentences on the boring sentence activity sheet are in danger of boring us all to sleep. So can you make them more interesting? By simply adding a suitable adverb. In the box, I have made lots of suggestions. You can choose one of those adverbs, or if you can, think of an adverb of your own to put into the sentence. So this example I have is, the girl jumped. Fine, the girl jumped. But what about, the girl jumped silently? Makes us think a little bit more about that sentence, doesn't it? Now, what you need to remember is writing the sentences will still need a capital letter and full stop. You can put the adverb into the sentence wherever you think it makes sense. Sometimes the adverb can start your sentence, sometimes it can end your sentence, and sometimes you can drop the adverb into the middle of your sentence. Always read your sentence back to make sure it makes sense. When you have finished, if you're in a sentence writing mood, you can, on the back of your sheet, write some more sentences using adverbs. I look forward to seeing some of your interesting sentences, and have a lovely weekend because it's Friday. See you soon, everybody.